For those watching playback, I do apologise if there's a bit of dead air at the beginning, but I usually wait for people to join in and chat and stuff. So, yeah. There we go. And I'm live, and I can see the chat. Sweet. Hey, hey. My mustache looks like it's connecting into my beard. That's weird. Whatevs. Oh, I haven't got my dressing gown, so my legs are sticking to the chair, which is kind of a bit annoying, but it's not like it's the end of the world. Right, I'm going to keep myself awake by doing this, because for some reason I'm feeling sleepy. Sleepy. Not sleepy. Sleepy. But yeah. How are you, Itchy? So I just remembered some fun that we just had in the other chat. It's a bit strange. There's been sightings of a few chunky itchies around the world. There's one working at our Tesco's. There's no way of me to sneakily get a picture of him, by the way. That will not work. Just stuck at work. Ugh. Lame. Right, so do you want to see the picture? I'm trying to get it up. Here it is. We're multiplying. How? You got a cloning machine or something. Right, is that? Yeah, that's bigly big, so that's good. I don't have to. I just wanted it keeps doing this. It keeps showing up just automatically like this as default instead of that, which is better in my opinion. But yeah. I thought that is that why you want to get into people's tummies? Because that would make sense, kind of, in a weird, very, very alien way, you know. Anyway. Do you need any arty help today? Okay, enough of the weird, creepy alien talk. Do you need any art help today? Stop it. Stop it. Okay, I'm gonna fix my keys, quick keys, because this is irritating me now. I gotta find it on my computer. Hopefully this won't crash the computer, because that would suck. Just wanted to watch more Q. Well, have a look at the station while I'm figuring out how to fix my keys, because for some reason my quick keys. The keys, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on my tiny screen, but the keys that are on top of my drawing pad, they are they've been reset to factory default for some reason, and I need to find out where I can fix them. So I'm just trying to find my driver suite. That'll be under W, programs, Wacom tab. There we go. Tablet properties or desktop center. I think it's the desktop center. I clicked on it, but nothing's happening yet. Do you like the station still? Do you think it's cute? I think it looks cute. We have already done some of it, but yeah. Okay, it just didn't show up on my screen. I clicked on the thing and it didn't show up on my. There it is. God, take your time. Right. Updates. What? The station should look. So they do look more spacey now, so that's good. I was recently reading up on the Nostromo. And yeah, what? And yeah, okay. Okay, my devices support. Backup settings. I don't want. I want to just. How do I? How do I reset the? How do I unreset? Where's my? Oh my god, that's so annoying. I should have clicked on the other thing, the devices thing. So yeah. Hey, Jeffers. Who didn't learn anything new about Nostromo? No, I didn't. I didn't, apart from the fact that it's kind of like there's some design flaws that I knew about already, but I just I relearned about them for the fact that the shuttle can only support 4 people, and there's three. There's well, technically it can support 5, but it's it would require somebody to stay awake for the entire time, and that would drive them crazy, I guess. Considering that's an escape vehicle. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Tablet properties. Great. I've got to wait for that to come up. Yeah, it's only got like yes, this is the thing I was looking for. It's only got a few. It's got 3 sleeping pods and 2 seats and enough rations for 4 people when they're awake. So what? You know? Okay, so I want this one to be back. Undo. There we go. So that's undo. What was this one? This one was zoom in. Ah, here it goes. Scroll down, zoom in. And this one I want to zoom out. And this one's rotate. Tumble? How, how do I rotate? How do I rotate? What's the... Oh, God damn it. I'm gonna pan scroll. Scroll speed. Okay, well, let's find out if that works. No, it doesn't do anything. Does the zoom work? Nope. I just blew my tissue onto my screen. Stop it. Okay. Alright. Well, let's try. You can just see that. Let's try undo. That works. So, what the hell? Okay, what's the express key for this? Rotate. Rotate to the current view. Yeah. What's the... So how do I do that on the keyboard? Is it shift something? What's the zoom? Is there a zoom? God damn it. Does it have like a thing on here that tells me the keys? Yeah, see, it does. So rotate, it doesn't say. It's got the buttons here. Oh my god! I don't know what to do. Help. Um. Oh, okay. That's the. That's right. I get it. Get that. Ruler, filter, color adjustments. Ooh. Oh no, I already need that. Okay. There's no keys. Oh, shortcut keys. Shortcut keys. Okay. Because then I can tell the tablet to do a specific thing. So yeah. How are you, Jeffers? Page up, page down. Change purchase. Zoom in is page up and page down. Okay, zoom in is page up and page down. So I can tell the custom keys. Zoom in, clicks, keyboard, keystroke. I have to actually poke the keys. Where's my page up? Oh, there it is. Page up. Okay, and this one page down. Keyboard. Keystroke. Page down. 1 second, guys. This will just take a second. Okay, and we haven't figured out this yet. So I just open this. Scroll view down. Where's my erase? Where's my rotation? Rotate. Can you see this? No, you can't. Okay, so I can assign a key to that. How did I do it before? That's the thing. I'm going to hit the end key. Okay. So if I hit end, keystroke. That's going to be end. Okay. So that did that save? Wait a minute, what does my pen do? So I reset that as well. Scroll. Yeah, see, I set it to erase. So that's right click. That's what I wanted. So that's fine. Scroll. Application, erase. Oh no, that's wrong. Itchy, are you sick? Okay, so let's try this out. Let's try this again. Okay, zoom in. Yay! And zoom out. Rotate. Oh, it rotates the whole thing. Oh, god damn it. I mean, it's better than nothing, so I'm not going to mess with that for now. I could have a thing. I could rotate it. I could use these keys, but I don't know what's going on. Trying not to get sick. Well, masks are only good for people who actually have the virus to stop it from spreading. You know, they basically do almost nothing. But okay, unless you got a gas mask on, then essentially you could be fucked too. Okay, also erase. Yep, that's the eraser. Got it. That's something. Okay. So Itchy, I don't think you were here for when I did I've already started the painting process on the first module that I drew, and of course the first module is the docking arm. This docking arm. The CDC says to wear one, so I'm gonna. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. It's just that you walk around here and nobody's wearing any masks or anything because the people who are sick are at home. You know, I guess it is good because then if you're not, you know, if you are basically, you know, you're not sick, but you think you might have it, you know, and not present symptoms yet or something, then I guess that's okay. I guess that makes sense. But yeah. Anyway, last time we were here, we did this. Boop. We made it all chrome and spacey, because spacey space. So yeah, let's have a look at what it looks like without the background. See, look at the nice texturing on that, with all the detail. I am a little bit proud of it. It's kind of awesome at the moment. So yeah, we did that, and today we're going to be focusing on the actual hatches. We did the overall texture and the windows, main windows here and here, and now we're going to do the hatches. So yeah. Yes, the shine, it looks great. I can see my cursor going nuts on the preview. That's weird. So yeah, we're going to be doing the hatches today. So coolio. Okay, I'm going to change something. I'm just going to do this, and then I can change the layer properties. Mode selected. Nope. Nope. Erase it. I can change. Create a layer mask. No. It's up here. It's up here. Okay. Opacity. Change the opacity of the current layer. Yes. So there you go. So we should be able to see through it. About that much. That's perfect, actually. I like it. It looks fucking awesome. It's not that great. It's not that great yet. But just that's the level of texture that I want to get. But I need to do everything in that texture. So not in that texture, but that's kind of like the texture I was going for when I did the thing. How about if I open the space? Should I open the space station? I'm going to do it anyway. What am I saying? I'm already currently doing it. So for a reference of how things are supposed to look in space, I got this picture, and it's going to be on screen in a sec. I've got this picture, beep, which is the International Space Station. So, woo! And although I did want it to be slightly bleached, you know, some of the colors to be bleached and stuff like that, like they are in this picture, because I just going to reiterate this. Every single picture that you see that comes from the International Space Station or of the International Space Station or whatever has been doctored. And I said this in the last episode. It's been doctored because everything's just, you know, all the colors are usually bleached out of the original picture. It's too bright. The shadows look way too dark. So they basically have to mess with the pictures to make it photogenic, because I've seen some raw footage and I've seen some live footage and stuff from the International Space Station, and yes, the Earth looks amazing and it's brilliant from space and everything, but whenever you see the actual space station itself, it looks like it's you know, everything looks way too dark in the shadows and everything looks way too bright in the sunlight, and that's because there's no atmosphere. You know, there's basically this. So there is atmosphere, but it's incredibly tiny. It's incredibly tiny. So yeah, the sun is just unfiltered, and kind of just the sunlight is just gonna just completely blast it with so many photons that it looks so bleached out and like color corrected and stuff. Even if you raw pictures of the International Space Station, that's what it looks like. So this picture's been slightly altered, but this is basically what it looks like anyway. This is one of the least altered pictures of the International Space Station I could find. And I'm just going to go over the shadow thing again. But you see these shadows, the unedited picture of this, it all looks like that. Like they missed a bit when they were doing the editing. It all looks like that. The shadows look way darker. They would look just pitch black almost. And if these things weren't reflective, then they also would be pitch black as well. But they are reflective. So yeah. And I used this kind of texture. Only I added more blue because why not? Artistic license and everything. I added this texture of this module over here. I don't know how well you can see that. They basically say that it was this texture, and from a distance it does look like that. Only like I said, I added more blue. Like it's kind of it's got a hint of like it's both metal plus there's like a geological element in it or something that makes it blue. What are those called? What are blue gems called? It's a sapphire. No, that sounds red. Oh, that's a ruby. Is it sapphire? I don't know. Whatever the blue ones are called. But yeah, it's almost got like a kind of like a blue element as part of its alloy, and it kind of reflects that a little bit. So yeah, there used to be a weird thing where they used to like in the 20s, 30s, 40s, they always depicted space as being slightly navy blue, you know, not completely black for some reason. And that's mainly because they didn't know what space looked like, because they thought that it always had this kind of blue hinge, you know, blue tinge to it. Because on Earth, when you look up at the sky, you kind of had this, even at the blackest, pitch blackest of nights and stuff, you always see like a very very slight blue tinge. Like it's very 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 dark navy blue, and that's just something that the atmosphere does to Earth. You know, when you look up, you see that in the day you see blue. When you look up at night, you see what's supposed to be black, but it's more of a navy blue. It's more of a very 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 dark navy blue, and yeah. So it was kind of a weird trope that whenever they showed space, they would, you know, in comics or TV advertisements, or not TV advertisements because it was black and white. I meant like advertisements in newspaper advertisements and stuff like that. The color in magazines and shit. You know, they always used to basically put it as blue, like really dark blue. So it's kind of a throwback to that, I guess, as well. So yeah, I'm talking way too much and not doing anything. But I'm going to correct that now. So what I want to do is I'm basically going to fill this in with a kind of a white color, and then I'm going to put the actual like the railing on in a kind of like a cream color because it's supposed to be kind of it's supposed to be yellow, but it's going to be whited out by the sunlight because these hatches are facing the sun, as you can see from this beam. That's like the reflective beam on this on the module. So yeah, you got that to look so fucking lifelike, dude. I'm an artist. You know, that's my job, right? I am pleased that it's come out this good on paper, you know, or not on paper, on the computer in a digital sense. But it's like, thanks. I mean, like, I appreciate the praise, but also it's kind of my job. So yeah. Oh god, I suck at being humble right now. What is with that? I don't know. I'd put a bit of a grey around it as well. I don't know. We might add details. We'll add details as we go, but I'm going to go with the base color, which is going to be like a white. Actually, just for contrast, just an incredibly pale blue, I think. You're enjoying listening to it? Well, that's good. But like I said, this is for a competition, so we need to. I do need to actually. There is a timeline to this picture. I've got windows that I've already done here. I've already marked out the windows, so. Also, this is the wrong layer. I nearly drew on the wrong layer. So yeah. Just got to figure out how to not fill those in. I think I can do it with a simple fill tool. With I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, I've got a really confident way. Really confident way. I could just draw a circle on here, but then that would make more layers and elements. And honestly, it's work. Oh god, pen lag. Why did I have to have pen lag? I don't mind going over the lines a bit here, but yeah. And now I can't see. Well, that's an annoying situation. Now I can't see the layer that I'm supposed to be drawing. Ugh. Oh, I can make it out. I was like, oh, it's got a weird texture to it, but nope, that's part of the thing. Right. You know what? I'm gonna have to just do the windows again. I'm not fussed. I'm gonna have to do so much with the windows anyway that I'm not that fussed. So yeah. That doesn't look too circular. Let me just circle it up a little bit more. Okay. But damn. Well, I'm glad you think that. You feel that way. Let me just change this layers so I can see more of it because that's bugging me. There we go. And boop. So I'm not drawing on this bit. Okay. Because then I can modify this layer with the brush to basically add the extra ports and supports and stuff, and the railings and the doors, which are also going to be I've got a lot of like leeway with the doors, because they're going to be, it's like either a darker grey. I'm going to have one that's going to be slightly reflective, in which case it probably could just be white still, I guess. Ooh, that's creepy. Oh, what I can do, I can actually use the bucket. Yeah, it didn't preserve the windows like I wanted, but in other words, new. I cannot use the bucket. I'm gonna have to fix the windows later. But that's something I can do. Yeah, each of these docking hatches are different, and I made that intentional because obviously different kind of ships are going to be docked here. So they've got like you can either attach the ship to your own docking ring, which is like the entire structure, the entire surface of the circle, and connect it that way, or you can connect it via the smaller doors, or the cargo doors, the freight doors and stuff. Which is why each of these is slightly different, because each ship has got a different kind of docking hatch. So yeah, I had that in mind. When I did this. Oi, stop it. Pen lag is so annoying. I'll use the bucket again to see if I can preserve the window detail. Oh, it didn't. It did something. It's not enough still, but it's something. Fine. I'll just do it later. It's not that big of a deal. It would have been nice if I could, but I can't, so it's fine. Okay, so now the base color down. That's going to be the background for all of the details and stuff, but like I said, I'm going to change the details now. For example, I'm just going to have a slightly more grayer and dark gray. And this is the pencil. Should I use the brush? I don't know. I'll use a smaller pencil. I just want to get this door. That door. This is another door. I'm going to leave that one white, I think. This hatch. And then this kind of weird freight door is also going to be in this grey. These are windows, so that's cool, and it's got one circular door. So yeah, one people door. See, that's what I mean. This is a small people door, so this is just like a regular door shaped door, you know, a door sized door. But this is like a corridor door. So yeah, so it's that. But these are freight doors. These are for different freight doors. So yeah, these are the most common different connections that you can see most spaceships, I'm guessing, in the future. In the future. Also using this grey, should I use it for... I think I'll go even simpler with that. I don't think we'll do that. Yeah. I was going to use it for the docking, the actual ring around the edges. So yeah. But yeah, I'll go for even grey because it's less. It's slightly angled, so it's not going to be at like facing the sun. But these are slightly angled too. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know what even darker grey, just to get that real metallic look. Let's go back to the space station. Beep. Yeah, see, very flat greys for some things with like matte paint and stuff. Even the radiators are also that color. This is a light brown. But yeah, remember, Jeff? Why are all of the spacecraft usually in either light colors or light grays? Why are all current Earth spacecraft either in light color, light grays, or have a metallic sheen to them? Why do you think that is? I did explain why in the last one. Yeah, I've got a darker grey here, and I'm going to use that for these doors. I was going to use it for these big doors, but no, these are going to have like the kind of like the crisscrossy thing to them. I might even try to do a darker or an even darker color for that. That's already got that there. I was going to do one of the main doors, wasn't I? I'll do this main door. You explained so well, Tubbs, but I'm so dumb. I don't remember. Dude. It's because it's reflective. It has to do with heat dissipation and reflection. Because, you know, when sunlight gets on it, it's going to reflect the light off of it, which therefore reflects the heat away as well. So if you have just a black piece of plastic in space, they actually demonstrated this on the International Space Station. We're actually just outside of the International Space Station, where they basically had like a little holder, and it had a black piece of plastic and a white piece of plastic, and then they exposed both of these to space. And when the sun came up and touched the International Space Station, the black piece of plastic turned into an oval. It was a square, but it turned into an oval because it basically was absorbing direct sunlight, heat energy, heat radiation, kind of just like keeping it, especially in space where you can't just radiate heat away. And the white piece just reflected all of the sunlight, or most of it, and it stayed the same shape for longer. So yeah, if you want things to stay cool in space, you have to coat them in something that's very reflective, which is why they have all of the living spaces are have this metallic kind of sheen to the outside of them, the plating. It's to reflect as much of the light away as possible, and to dissipate the heat. That's actually what these giant things are for. I've already explained, again, I've explained this before, but yeah, these things are solar panels. They are there to radiate the heat away into space. They basically for the computers and for the for life support and stuff. They basically, if when it's too hot, they kind of just they circulate fluid around in them that then just is warm, and it slowly, because it goes through so much of these panels, it kind of loses its heat energy by doing that. So yeah. So that's what those are, and that's why there's so many of them, because there's just like so much heat that they have to get rid of, and you can't really get rid of heat easily. So yeah. But yeah, you see these ones, these vehicles are there to mainly the reason why these are so these have white paint on them, or are lighter color, is because these things can actually enter the atmosphere. Like most of them can enter the atmosphere and survive and stuff. They've been through the atmosphere and stuff. So yeah, these segments, they aren't designed for atmospheric entry. They're not designed to be exposed. Most of these parts were brought up separately, or came, they came unassembled, and they've been reassembled in space. But some of the bigger pieces are actually delivered by the space shuttle before it was decommissioned. So yeah. So that's cool. So yeah, they didn't actually have to be in atmosphere. They didn't have to be exposed to atmosphere, so that they didn't corrode because they're metal. So basically, they were put into the shuttle, and I guess they were exposed then, but they were put into the shuttle. The shuttle went up into space and then opened its doors, and the bigger pieces basically were taken out of the shuttle. So yeah. But all the other pieces, all this complicated shit, was mostly delivered to the space station, and then they assembled it outside of the space station. So yeah. Anyway, beep. Yeah. So we got a dark door here, and I'm gonna put a darker ring around this one, around this door. I need a smaller brush, a very teeny brush to do this. Because I want to do this. I want to do this right. Make it look good. But none of this layer, none of what you see, is going to survive. I'm going to paint all over it. So I want to just add some of the finer details with the pencil. Make it look like it's standing out a little bit. There we go. And I also want to do the same thing almost to this door. It's not as big as the other tools, but it's still kind of like still relevant. Right. Actually, I'm going to do the same. Do the same thing a little bit to just the top of this door. Now I've got the finer pencil brush. Kind of just highlight some of the instrumentation. That's a window, isn't it? Yeah. Including that panel and a little bit around this panel. Actually, I did say I wanted to do a darker grey for round edges, so I might use this. I'm going to use the brush though to do that, because like I said, I want to add some more depth and detail and everything. So yeah. And it would help as well if I did it in the brush, because I want to get that slightly shiny metallic feel, whereas this is just the flat metallic feel. So yeah. And that's a railing, so I'm going to add some. It's almost like it's something for ships to clamp onto. They don't have the support for the ring segment, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. How does that look without the layer? Yeah, see? It's coming together. I mean, it would be better once I have the windows in, but yeah. But you can clearly see that there's like bits of metal, and I haven't done the outline around this door because that's just a door. But yeah, it's gonna look good. It's gonna look good. Okay, so I want to go around the entire edge with the brush. So I get the brush. Yeah, we'll have a hard edge barred brush and slightly bigger, and I'm going to keep this color. So yeah. There we go. Take some of the harshness of this edging as well with it. So is it busy there, Itchy, at work, if you're still there? I'm not so fussed about going over the edge of the, into the black, because it's very easy to correct that. Just the eraser. And does the eraser work? Yay, it does. Things look tricky getting the round edges. Yeah, yeah, it is very tricky, but this is extremely close for compared to the entire painting, this is just the details. So this is extremely close up. So I'm giving myself a lot of leeway with it. Plus, you know, I can actually go into finer detail later. So yeah, if I make a mistake, it's not like going to be that big of a deal. I can tweak it a little bit later. So yeah. Plus, to be honest, we've got so much to do with the actual edges of this thing that it's not going to be you know, it's not that big of a deal if I mess up a couple of times on the edges, you know, because we still got to add the yellow. I want to do some black points and stuff, you know, just to indicate shadows of like of ports and stuff that umbilicals of ships and stuff are going to have to connect to. So yeah, so this is nowhere near the end result anyway. Fortunately, we have like a whole year to work on this properly, so it's not big a deal. Plus, it adds character and texture to it and stuff. Even if it isn't perfect, it kind of adds texture to it or whatever. Like, I've drawn schematics before, so I understand that that needs to be perfect. So this is a lot more freeing to just kind of just do kind of like rounded edges and stuff freehand. It makes it look more real, less accurate, but more real, if that makes sense. It's something that fantasy drawers, you know, people who draw fantasy stuff say a lot. Right, how does that look? It's coming together. You got kind of like a bleed through effect of the lighting here. It doesn't look like a solid color. It looks almost reflective a little bit. It almost looks like a smiling face just without the eyes. It's totally not creepy. They all look like faces somewhat, don't they? Itchy. Did you see? Did you hear my question? How are you doing sales wise? You know, how's your company doing? Tiny fly, go away. Yeah. Boop. Right. Yeah, I suppose I better do that yellow. Well, I've got this blue. I'm going to quickly steal the color for the windows. Beep. Maybe a lighter blue. That still looks very dark. Oh, sorry, I missed that. I was struggling. I imagine every places. But yeah, I hear I'm going to use a teeny pencil for the window. I'm putting windows on any doors because that is stupid. Hear me, future spaceship designers out there. Don't put windows on doors of spaceships. You can do it for the inner airlock, but you can't do it for the outer airlock, okay? It's a bad idea. To be honest, you shouldn't put windows on spaceships anyway for specific viewing platforms. Look at this. Look at this. You see in Windows? Hello. A not small spider is behind the camera. Oh, it's gone behind the lava lamp. So now it looks like there's a giant spider in the lava lamp bowl. That would be funny if it wasn't kind of a little bit creepy. I just want to see where it goes. It's not that big. It's about that big. So yeah, it's like the one that was crawling behind here. It might be the same one. No, it's not the same one. Different species. Like I think they call it like the British tiger spider or something. Oh, I shouldn't do this. No. Where'd you go? There you are. I see you. So I tried to get on my desk. I'm not having that there crawling around on my desk while I'm at it. Yeah, I see it. It's underneath the shelf that's on my desk. I've got an editor's desk. For those of you who don't know, I've got my little flashlight here. I've got an editor's desk, so it's got a shelf. I don't think it's going to move. I think it's just staying there. It's on the wall behind underneath that shelf. Whatever. Don't go on the desk. I know you don't understand me, but don't go on the desk. I don't want to have a random, squish moment, I killed a spider the other day, completely by accident. I felt really bad about it because it was in between. It was in between the door and the wall. So of course, when I shut the door, I killed it. Pushed it flat. There's a tiny spider here. I just noticed that's just floating, like literally off camera, just like here. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. DC. They thankfully gave out a bonus, so I will be able to pay bills though. Well, that's good. Itchy. If you need help monetarily wise, though, don't feel bad about asking us. I don't mind. Spiders love trying to get on street. They do. They do. I'm really focused on this one. Oh, it moved. It's doing that thing where it kind of lines up its legs, like that. Which usually means that they're not going to move from that spot for a while if they're that kind of spider. So yeah, okay. I'm going to ignore it. I'm surprised more people have you had a lot of complaints about like you guys staying open? Okay, that's a plane. What the fuck is a plane doing flying over there? Anyway, to the picture. Momentary spider happenings. Yeah. Windows. I was doing Windows. Right, one here. These are big windows, really. Notice that I basically have drawn all of the windows, apart from the ones that are going to be part of the actual structure. They're all circular. They're all circled off edges, and I think I've already explained this. But yeah, it's big. It's because of the whole pressure thing. You don't want massive pressure fluctuations on weaker materials. On corners, because that degrades the materials. There we go. The windows are back. Yeah, it's staying there. Okay. Right. The windows are back. I've left a kind of like a light streak in that one as well. Just because. Okay, now I can move on to other colors. So first of all, I want to do the darker color. Brush. Size 4 brush. Yeah, size 4 brush. It's a simple circle. Can I use butterflies? Oh, no. No, I won't mess with that. I won't mess with that. So yeah. So I'm just put one. One there. I'm gonna make it an octagonal. Why not? Trust me, it's gonna all go when I put the railing on. Like I said, there's gonna be like a yellow railing around the entire thing. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't so worried about it being a perfect circle. Although I really do like this one. I might leave that one with just like 2 ports or something. I don't know. But no, these are extra umbilical cords and extra ports that the ship can kind of like latch onto to basically secure itself when it's connected to the station. Why not? Yeah. I'm gonna have this one have 6 because why not? Like I said, they're meant to be different designs anyway, just so that like any ship can configure itself to match the ports, you know. I think I made this too far apart. Ugh. I'm not gonna have one up there or down here. They're gonna be on the edges. They really do look like they're spoiling. That one does. That one doesn't. That one looks like it's just grit its teeth. But I don't know what that one's doing. That one's more abstract. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go round. Like I said, I'm really pleased with how this came out. So I'm just gonna go round. Maybe add some. No, no. I mean, can I justify this? Really? Does that look weird if I have no ports on this one? Does it look weird? No. Where'd it go? It's not there anymore. Oh, yeah. Shit. Well, that's creepy in itself because there is a spider under my desk, but it's a daddy long legs and it's hovering. I should have looked up that. There's nothing up there. No. Just cobwebs. Well, hopefully it won't go on my desk. Okay, spider, don't go on my desk. I'm playing Pokemon. Why are you playing Pokemon? There's nothing wrong, but yeah. So yeah, should I leave that one like a virgin and have no exposed ports? Should I? Oh, I know what I can do. I can get the pencil with tiny lines and basically just do outlines. You know what? I'm going to do that. It's only going to have 4. I mean, that looked good, kind of. Yes, Virgin Space Station. Well, that one, yeah. Well, the whole thing is that these ones have kind of they've lost their ports. I'm just gonna add some harder lines to these guys. These ones have kind of like lost their ports. They've lost their port covers over time because they're not really necessary. They kind of just like they're supposed to just flip open and flip close, but occasionally they don't close, or they do close, but they occasionally don't open. So when the spaceships are, you know, when they activate their latches, they kind of just break the covering. Maybe, I don't know. Hey, Panafox, what is up, dude? And then he just had an incredibly awful Jackie Chan moment from Rush Hour. I have no idea what possessed me to even think about that for some reason. Jesus Christ. Basically, I said, "What's up, my dude?" And my brain wanted me to say, it was like, that's not in the script. I typed in this instead. And it's what Jackie Chan said that caused the bar fight in the first Rush Hour film. So, yeah. That would have been uncool. Right? Yeah, uncool. Because I really don't have any qualms about saying the word. It's just that it annoys some people, so I'm trying not to say it ever again because it like really hurts them. And usually I don't give a shit about people's feelings. You know, I'm gonna say what I want, but I get it. That's a no. Again, I don't want to offend my friend because she would get pissed off. So I'm not going to do it because she's, yeah. Would have been funny though. A little bit funny. Not a lot funny, but a little bit funny. Right. I think we're done with all the detailing and stuff. What do you think? That look good? So I'm late to class. The work was in the way. Do I get still get participation? Yeah, sure, dude. It's not like a formal thing. It's not like anything formal at all. Okay, so now I want to try this specific color. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did I do that lines? Oh, can you see that? No, I haven't. Ugh. So I want that color. No, shit. I want the tiny brush in black to do this color. Because that's going to be a classic black and yellow kind of look. So yeah, even though this is very dark blue, and it shows for some reason. But yeah, how does that look? That looks better. And now when I add the yellow, it's going to look even better. Yeah. Okay. So I want to do I want to get a yellow. So this color is what I'd normally use, but because it's sun bleached, it's going to be more that kind of color, more of a urine color, an off cream color, I guess, or is that too bright? like that kind of color. I've got the tiny brush, so yeah, and I'm going to go around the edges. Can you see what's happening? Can you see what's happening with the computer? Really. Also going to add. So this is kind of a rail. And also a highlight. Okay. Got a customer pulling up and we close in 30. I gotta go. Fair enough. Fair enough, dude. Like, it's not very obvious, but you kind of get the point of, well, I mean, it's having the effect that I wanted it to. It's just, it's kind of not very bright. But then again, that's the effect that I was going for anyway. So yeah, that makes sense. So I'm being quiet. Just don't really have anything to say while I'm doing this, but it's kind of, it's not what I was going to do, and now I'm doing it. So yeah. It's kind of like a doy, you know. I was lighting around just this part of the window just to phase it a bit because it's just bugging me. Looks like a bean. Doesn't look like a window. Looks like a bean. Yeah. You like the realistic work? Well, it's just the paint. But yeah, I think I've done that. I don't think I can get any more into that at this point. So I'm going to save. Remember, we know how important it is to save. Save. So yeah, just a lonely docking ring. Docking ring, docking arm. In space, from a distance, it really does look realistic. So yeah, especially with the lighting, with the way the lighting's going to be, because the lighting's coming from like, you know, like here. So yeah, still no word on where the spider went. Odd. Hopefully, he's not going to jump at me. Although I don't know, the kind of spider that does the whole, you know, does that thing where they line up their legs and stuff. They're kind of they are usually the ones that do the creepy crawly and dangly thing. They make very thick webs. So go away. So yeah. So I've got this one tiny fly in here also that's kind of bugging me. But yeah, so we have done a segment for now. When I do the final window effects for all the other parts, that might be a thing. I'm a bit annoyed with myself because I own this blue, but I kind of like that blue, you know? It looks slightly realistic. This is a more kind of vibrantly blue, but there's, as you can see, the space station, it's kind of got this more metal look to it. I know I said that this is a different kind of material, but you know, go away. It's a good start. I mean, this is only the first color passes. I might add some adjustments to it later and stuff, but it's a good start, right? Yeah. Right, next segment. The shell bag. Complete with 2 shells. That's going to be a pain in the butt. I can feel it. I can feel it. Okay, so we go back to the International Space Station for some inspiration because I already know what I'm doing with this segment, with this part that connects to the docking arm. I know what I'm doing with that. It's more a case of I don't know what I'm doing with the rest of it, kind of colors I'm going to use for the rest of it. Like the shutters are obviously going to be some kind of metal, so they might be a very light grey. These are pylons, so I've got to paint those in. These I'm going to do different colours as well. They might even have a pattern on them, I don't know. But yeah. I might do different colour around them. I don't know. It's also the windows. More windows. But we already know what colour the windows are going to be. That one's easy. Also, I have to do that at the end anyway. I have to go around all of the windows and figure out which ones have lights in them, which ones don't have lights in them, and also which ones, yeah, maybe I should just leave them blank and do them on a separate layer. Do you think that will be more practical? I mean, I've already done some, but it's not going to be a big ask if I erase those out. Excuse me. These are lights, by the way. These the little circles here. I'm going to make them lights. Sorry, I just got a notification that somebody has subscribed to my OnlyFans, and the name is Asshat. So yeah, which is an insulting term. So yeah, I thought that was hilarious. What fucking day is it? It's Thursday. So I'm not getting any comments on this. Is anybody watching? We poke the thing. It says somebody's watching. Poke. Yeah. Like for the entire module, for the entire bread bin, what colors are going to be? Remember, it has to be a light color or a metallic. It has to match this. Dun, 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 dun. It's at least kind of like coming to the same sphere of influence as that, I guess. Yeah, see this module on the end here, the beehive, or the what's it called? It's the inflatable module. This thing. It's a little beehive. But that's the kind of color that I'm going for the connecting bit, for the connecting arm. So that's going to be this color. That's going to be that color. So yeah. You like the silver? You like the metallic silver? Well, we tried to do that already. Plus, it's already a part of that. It's already part of the arm. The arm is supposed to be a very reflective kind of silver color, but it turned out to be blue for some reason. That might be a mistake, but I'm not worrying about it so much just yet. I might end up doing it all vibrant colors and then color correcting it to be more spacey by just taking out a lot of the colors, except for the background. So yeah, because as I said at the beginning of this stream, space does that. You know, when you see an object in space, it's when you see a picture of something in space. Oh, shut up! When you see a picture of something in space, you'll notice that a lot of the colors are slightly bleached out. You know, unless you're looking at a doctored picture, which all of them are almost, in which they've enhanced the saturation a little bit. For example, there's a picture taken on the moon of like the astronauts standing in front of the flag of America. You know what color the flag of America is? It's red, white, and blue. But the thing is that if you saw the raw footage picture of that, because they actually had a color camera, if you saw the raw footage of that, then it will look like so I thought I heard an animal. It will look like it's in black and white. You know, it will look like it's just white and black. The flag is just white and black, black and white, whatever. But if you look close enough, you can kind of make out just that there's a little bit of red in there. There's a little bit of just a hint of blue, just a real hint of blue. But yeah, they have, when they remastered the footage and stuff, they've actually added a bunch of color. They've upped the saturation a lot so that you can see all of the colors really clearly. But yeah, space does that. It does that very metallic thing where it just kind of just takes away all the color. Because this is a doctored picture, and yes, there's a tiny hint of this orange color just here. I can kind of see that that's a slightly off brown, but everything else, like these solar panels, are really blue, and the Earth is blue, but that's a different thing because that's technically in space, but the Earth is not space, you know. So it's colorful. these panels, the back side of these panels is a goldy color. You know, these panels themselves are different shades as well, and it just sucks all the color out of everything when you see a picture of something from space. And again, this is a doctored image, so yeah. Ever thought of a vibrant metallic? You mean grey? Oh my god. Are you talking like bismuth? One of my favorite metals. I wanted to mess around with bismuth for a long time. It's multicolored. Well, that'll be very spacey, but that'll be very modern spacey, you know. What I was talking about, this is modern spacey. That'll be very psychedelic spacey. That's what I meant to say. You know, that's very 2001. Although all the spaceships there are also white and grey and black. And occasionally red. Well, we already have a vibrant metallic, is the problem. That I would class that vibrant metallic because it's very vibrant blue. So yeah. We also have the problem that if we do things way too metallic, then I'll have to add reflections and stuff in, and that is a huge pain in the ass. I've got enough windows to deal with and glass to deal with like some reflections already. That's already going to be a pain in the butt, but I'm not going to do that for the whole thing. Like these segments back here are definitely going to be more of a grey color. You know, the dome is also got. I've already got domes, so I should say. I've already got to do a bunch of reflective shit for the domes. I've already put some in here. So yeah. I don't want it to be super white, but should we go Enterprise grey? For most of this to be just different shades of Enterprise grey, which is kind of like an eggshell. That's the thing. The spaceship for the original series Enterprise was actually blue, but it just looked grey, or it looked like a weird kind of grey. When they made the motion picture, Star Trek the motion picture, they made it a grey model instead of a slightly light blue one instead, and it turned out to be pretty good, like a hit. So yeah. No, because that kind of grey would look slightly brown, which would match. Yeah. I guess it's just going to have to be this kind of white, which is audio kind of bluish white anyway. That's the problem, isn't it, with space stuff? It's all grey. It's all greys. Yeah. These corridor tunnels that are a part of the docking arm, I am going to do like a slight variation for the ones back here. This is also metal paneling. And the tower is also going to be the same kind of thing, although it's got more going on, including windows. So yeah. Let's go back to, I'm just going to have one last look to see if I can get inspiration from the ISS. Now you see the range of colors. It's basically this white, or it's variations of silver. See, they don't reflect off each other that much. So I could get away with it, I guess. Even then, it's just grey. It's just another grey, you know? Hmm. Well, I am liking this this section. I don't know if you can see my cursor. Very close to the center of the screen. The connection with the it's actually the computer core. That's like where all of the processing power to the main computers and the communications is on the ISS. It's on that scaffolding rail on there. It's angular. You can kind of still make out some of the panels, but it does look grey. But it's also reflective, I just noticed. So it's still interesting. Close up, you can't really tell what it is. It's only in this picture, like this far away, that you can kind of tell what it is. But yeah, I'm talking about that in the middle. I think I know what I'm going to do. It's going to be grey. Yeah. Come on, let's do this. These sections are going to be a problem, but I might just do them various different shades of grey. Why not? Why not? Thing is, I'm going to have to wireframe it, I think, just to get the consistency of all the different shades. I mean, all of the different panels, because when it comes to this thing, then it's going to reflect a little bit in, like, on this side. So I'm going to have to do kind of like wireframe thing. I'm going to do it on a separate layer. Fuck it. Beep. Layer 15, the wireframe. Just to get all these panels right. Now, you may have heard of wireframing before. That it's a common thing that they use. They use a wireframe to basically make 3D objects and stuff. But this isn't really a 3D object. This is just a mapping, like a wireframe over it, so that I know where I'm going to put panels, so that I can change the color of those panels whenever I can. Whenever I have to do a reflective surface, because I am going to have to do a reflective surface on a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to get a separate layer, and we've got a very bright color here, so not that. What does this look like? Pencil, please. Thank you. I mean, that's a bit bright, but yeah, let's go back to this layer. Up. Yeah, I can see that now, so that's good. So yeah, this is a different layer, right? Yeah. And straight lines, please. Beep. Beep. So yeah, we're gonna draw our bread box all over again, but mainly just focusing on the outside of it, not worrying about the inside of this door or anything, because that's gonna be separate. In fact, I'm gonna line that off now. Line. So there's gonna be a line here. So yeah, whenever you want a specific texture, then you want to wireframe it. If I'm honest, I've already done this in this picture itself. For example, all of these lines are going to be visible. When all of the lines of the domes are going to be visible when I actually, these two domes here are going to be visible when I actually do the painting for it. They're literally there just to wireframe that structure out so that I know the contours of it and where to put certain panels and what color to change the panels on and stuff. So yeah, and yeah, I didn't think I'd have to do that for anything else, but I did kind of freehand this one when I did just some of the segment lines for the paneling on the reflective surface of that. That was all freehand. I did that without doing a wireframe around it. But for this thing, I want to make it, because it's quite big, it's very obvious that I'm going to have to basically get a consistent structure to it and stuff. So I have to have a wireframe for it. So yeah, it's just putting a grid over it. That's all it is. So for example, these rounded off corner pieces are not part of it, they're part of the superstructure. So they get taken out pretty quickly, pretty quickly, is what I meant to say. So yeah, there's a hatch here on the side that I want to keep. It's just a kind of an access panel, like it can be taken off or whatever. So I'm keeping that. But yeah, it's got so many rounded off edges. I want to maintain the look of the rounded off edges. So they've got their own paneling to deal with, so that's something that we're going to add in a minute. Oh, it's a good thing that I've got like most of a year to do this. I don't have to worry about this being completed until like February. Because, you know, if I was to do this, like, I'd have to pull a couple of all-nighters to figure this out. Oh, there's another panel over here. Oh, shit. Oh, whatever. Hey, don't do that. And this is already a straight line, so it's going to be pretty easy. This is actually going to be good because it means that I can map this square that's in the middle on top of this thing pretty accurately. So that's cool. In fact, I'm going to do that again in a minute. So now I've got the overall superstructure, kind of like these two sides are the things that I'm most concerned with when it comes to doing the paneling. So now we've got to figure out what kind of paneling it's going to be. And I really like this look. I really like the look over here when it's not super zoomed in and pixelated. I like this kind of like white lines around the edges. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. But yeah, on the top of it anyway. I'm not going to do that on the side of it because it's a darker thing. Like over here, you can see this is also paneling, but you can hardly see the lines. But yeah, because of all the reflections going on in them. And on the super reflective segment, which I based the other thing off of, which is in the, I'm trying to make it so it's in the center of the screen. You can only just see some of the white lines for individual segments, for individual panels. And that's what I'm going to go for. The one below it, the one that's in the middle now, that's kind of the look I'm going to go for with this, which is why I wanted to segment it off so that I basically know what I want the wireframe there so that I can see what needs to be dark, what needs to be light, but all the same kind of shade of grey, you know? And also give me a guidance for where I'm going to put the lines, the white lines in or dark lines in. In this case, they're gold, I think. Just in this dark bit, you can kind of see like lighter bits of gold in between the panels. So yeah, I'm going for that kind of like look, that very geometric look, but it's smoothed off rounded edges look as well. So yeah, it's a bit of both. So yeah. So now I've got my two main sections separated. I've got the well, technically three. There's all of the rest of it, and these sections, and inside these sections is going to be a very, very simple wireframe mesh, basically. Just a simple grid to show me where it's going to be, both on the top and the bottom. On the sides, it's slightly more complicated because there's these are curved, so I want the grid to line up with those curves, but I don't want them to be straight lines because it's edges, wireframes, stuff like that. I'm making good time. Well, you'd think, but yeah, I'm still a bit worried about it because there's a lot of detail that I have to get in here, and we're only on the first color pass. So yeah, and we're making a wireframe. That's bad. So yeah, I don't want this square to line up with the wireframe itself, but it's in the middle, so I'm gonna have to do something with it. Also, we've got two circles on either side of it, so they're not going to be part of the wireframe, but for the rest of it, I'm gonna make a general simple wireframe, a grid setup thing. Also, these windows are going to be excluded from the paneling, but yeah, whatever. And of course, the door. Yeah, so first of all, I'm going to put oh, it's in straight line mode, isn't it? Oh, fuck. I'll just deal with straight lines first, then I guess. So I want to clear line from top to bottom to make sure this is a square. Is that square? Is that square? That's square. It's okay, Jeff. I do seem to be having random eye problems. So forgive me if I just suddenly just don't do any of the art part. But yeah, definitely, if you want to figure out what we're doing, what I'm doing, then you might want to look at, you might want to go back or something. I don't know. Oh my god, the pen lag is making this really, really hard. So that isn't centered, that's more back a bit. It looks kind of in the middle though. Huh. That's going to be weird. I'll just explain real quick. Again, I mean, it's not going to kill me. Jesus. Yeah. I'm making a wireframe around this because we are doing paneling. We're doing semi-reflective metallic paneling on this segment. It doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry about. Oh, fuck you. It doesn't have to be perfect. So if you're wondering why this line looks so close to the one, again, not perfect. Who cares? Yeah. Because a wireframe will help me figure out where everything goes and figure out reflections, as well as do the outlines later for when I do kind of like this kind of detail, you know, the individual like segments, individual panels and stuff. So yeah, just for coloring purposes, the wireframe is going to help. So is that one segment wide, or does it need a little tip? I'm going to put one little tip. It's going to have a weird panel just here. But yeah, this is on a different layer, so it's not really that. It's I can turn it on and off. But yeah, and I have already got a wireframe in place because not all of that is going to be in the detail at the end. A lot of this dome is going to be in shadow, so I don't have to do a bunch of it, which is cool. And so is that this dome. The only dome that's going to have a lot of detail on it is going to be the green one over there. Yeah. Should it be squares or should I have it rectangles? On their one, they seem to have squares on here, squares here, but these look like more rectangular. So do these, to be honest. These don't look like perfect squares either. I mean, they're curved. So yeah. Yeah, they're not going to be perfect. They're going to be rectangular. Why not? Oh my god, my tummy just yelled at me. I guess I am getting a bit hungry. It does. Yeah, there's nothing that says that these things have to be even. There we go. I mean, like, the top and the bottom one have to be even, not the entire thing, because the entire thing does have to be even, obviously. Right. So what, these ones to match, so that's to be fine. But yeah, I don't necessarily want to match on the square here. So this has to be an odd number. Oh, they have to be an odd number squares on top for it to not match. Because of course it does. Fuck it, heart of the cards. Let's do this. I don't want it to match because it will look cooler, okay? That's literally the only reason why I don't want it to match. I want it to stand out as a anomaly on the whole, you know? That looks sort of straight and also sort of evenly spaced out, so I'm going to be okay with that. Yeah. Next problem, please. These ones don't match up either. Like it should have one here, one here. I mean, is it kidding me that they aren't matched up? Not really, because I could just these panels are closer to this edge than they are that edge. So yeah. Right. So I really am just okay. So it begins here. Does that look right? I mean, yes, no, kind of, sort of. I guess that just did that. We're doing all the straight lines first. Then I'm going to connect them later, because why not? Where is this one? This one goes in the middle. And then just one more. down its middle. Okay. Oh no, they're supposed to match up like that, but it doesn't look right. Oh fuck. I'll fix that one. How about that? I'll fix that one over there later. But for now, this one's going here. Beep. Hey. Why does it do that every time? Every time. Right, top bottom wire mesh complete. Now we've got to do the fiddly bits on the sides. I'm not doing one for the bottom. It's truly just the sides of the where you get the opening of the garage. That's basically it. So turning off straight line mode. Got pencil mode on, so yay. Lagging must be so aggravating. Well, it is. It is when you've got like a continuous line thing going on. So yeah. So these corner pieces are their own thing. This one. And then that one goes off the edge. Right. Similar thing happening here with this corner. This is literally just for like structural purposes. Nobody's going to see this part of the whole design. It's literally just to help me with my plotting, I guess. Where I'm gonna put things. So I'm just mapping out the edges like there. And it will look a bit awesome key. I don't have to have one here, but I'm going to put one there anyway, and here too, because this is its own panel. So yeah, and this one's already matched up with that one, so I don't have to do that one. Okay, and then that's the beginning of the complicated, semi-complicated part, where these have to match up with this. Wireframe and meshing nearly completed. Super coolness nearly obtained. I mean, not totally, but nearly. Yeah, I'm basically like the front part of this bit here is all one panel, so I'm not going to do that. Mainly because it'll be annoying as fuck. So yeah, because it doesn't really match up in the first place. But yeah. This is going to be an outline around the door. yeah, wireframe / mesh completed. That does not match up at all. There needs to be a whole thing here. Ugh. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Just keep telling myself that. And that'll be cute. And there's going to be like one here. They aren't evenly spaced, but whatever. And there's supposed to be one around this light, because there's one around this one. So yeah, see, wire mesh attached. So now I know where the lighting's going to be. These are flat segments, and all the parts with curved segments are going to be akin to a very, 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 very mild version of this kind of like super reflectiveness on this segment. So hopefully that'll work. So my preview froze for a second then. So yeah, so all of these curved segments are going to be like that, or like this side, and all of the flat bits are going to be just, some of these squares are going to be different colors based on the reflection of this whole arm, and likewise for the top as well, because it's probably going to reflect a little bit of the tower, maybe in the corner. Maybe it's going to be very dark. Who knows? But yeah. But yeah, this actually helps me a lot, because all of these are dead panels, because there are huge panels on top. For example, these circles are not going to have panels on them. This is going to be its own panels. These are basically attachments for this section, because I have had it in my head as law almost that whoever owns this space station is basically they needed an upgrade to their old shuttle bay attachment for their space station, because it used to be part of like the green dome or something, maybe, I don't know. So they just purchased one, as opposed to building one on site. They just purchased one, and this is a general space station, kind of a small space station kind of add-on, and as such it's got like an attachment on its side. It's got plenty in the back, which they obviously use to connect it to the station, and at least once on the side. But also it's got extra plugins, like you could have put it underneath your station or whatever. So like there's bases and panels for attachments, like a dish or communications relay or something. So that's what this is for. So that's what these panels are for. So these panels are going to be their own thing. I'm even going to put, you could even argue that they're like an emergency evacuation thing, like they blow out if there's something wrong with the space station and the doors won't open, then they kind of blow out, and just like, you know, they jet these panels so that shuttles can escape through the an extra hatch in the roof, because that's a thing that actually happens in Star Trek. It's never seen on Star Trek, but there's a thing. You have a space dock, a big space station that looks like a mushroom. Well, in the big head of the mushroom, they have that space dock. Ships can go into it and they fly into it, and they basically can fly around inside it, and it's awesome and cool. But also, there's 3 doors, so if there's something wrong, or like the space station is about to blow up for some reason, or it has a self-destruct or whatever, then in order to get rid of all the ships really quickly, or even if there is a ship in there that needs to be evacuated super fast because it's going to blow up, then the underside of the mushroom is basically just a ton of panels, and every single one of these panels basically can, or a second of them can be blown out of the floor, and all of the ships that are inside, like they have now got an extra space, an extra large ring of just empty space that they can just fly through and escape. And it's a really cool design. It's really cool design. We should look at Space Dock some stage. It's awesome. For those who are joining me, like who are new to the channel and everything, or watching this on playback, I'm a sci-fi nerd. I know a lot about spaceships and a lot about, you know, theoretical spaceships and space stations and stuff. That's why I made this one. Anyway, yeah. Sounds very neat. It's so cool. It's so, you know what? I'm going to open it up. Let me just, have I saved this? Let me just save this. You know, I'm going to open this, and then I'm probably going to go. I'm going to open this, talk about it for a little bit, and then I'm going to go. So it might take me a little while to look for it, to be honest. Ah! There's a spider here. Different spider. Same breed, different spider. It's slightly smaller. Okay. Do that. Don't scare me. Don't jump out at me. Especially since I'm spider witchy already. I keep thinking that I'm going to put something on my desk, and then there's going to be a spider there because that spider jumps out on me. I'm not putting fucking everywhere. I'm not putting my hand on that. Right. I'm just going to find it in here. Cool reference. What do you want? Cool or cool reference? I don't know. Right, Space Dock. Looking for Space Dock. Oh my god, there's so much other stuff that I can talk about and want to talk about, but I can't because you guys don't care. I've got an early version of Space Dock, but that's not the one I was talking about. Where's my schematic? I got a schematic of Space Dock. Please hold. Do you know what I'm talking about though? Do you know about Space Dock, my absolute favorite space station ever? My computer's having an issue fit. Like, you can't scroll past all of these things. It's like, I can and I will. You can't stop me. Oh, I've got deck plans for the Saber class as well for some reason. What the fuck? Aha! Beep. Seriously, computer. It's all at the fucking end. Beep and beep. Do I have a picture of the external view of Space Dock, or is that it? What? I don't have an external view of Space Dock for some reason. I've only got blueprints. That sucks. Anyway. It's the base of the starbase as well, so that makes sense. You don't know what Space Dock is. Please hold. This might crash the computer, but I'm only going to show it real quick, so hopefully it's not going to crash the computer. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm trying to bring up another screen share. So yeah. Problem is that it brought me to a movie clip from Star Trek. Is this just the Star Trek scenes? Is this just the Space Dog scenes? Right, okay. Button presses. And screen share. Wait. I'm going to drop the banner just in case. Like I said, my computer doesn't like this. Right. So you don't know what that is. That's fine. I'm just trying to. I can't add another screen. Fuck it. Entire screen. Wow, go for it. Okay. So Space Dock is this incredibly pretty thing. I don't know if this will work. Yeah, for some reason YouTube is like incredibly slow anyway. But yeah, that's not Space Dock. That's the Enterprise. But yeah, you get what I mean. She's a coming. Space Dog is some place that in the future I would super love to live. That's Earth, by the way. But yeah, it's just so cool. There she is. She's just so pretty. She's also really impressive. But yeah, and as you can see, she fits into she's in Earth orbit, and also like the doors open up and she flies into them. Oof, the person walking in front of the screen is hilarious. And she has a tractor beam, a passive tractor beam. So basically, like she flies into it really slowly, so that they can guide her guide ships in to into space. I used to like this when they did the whole random. But just to think that that's a miniature. That was a miniature somewhere. Somebody built this thing. You know? It's like freaking impressive. Of course, there's the new Star Trek series, and they have this annoying giant snow globe thing as their main space station, and they use that, and they it's fucking stupid because they've got this giant glass, like it looks like glass. It's not glass, but yeah, it's a glass ball, and they fly into it, and it's like got whole structures inside it to house spaceships and to build spaceships even and stuff. And it's like that is stupid for many reasons. So yeah, I love Space Dog way better. I mean, that is so cool. Having giant doors with giant spaceships flying into other giant spaceships. It's so cool. But yeah, there's a whole 10-minute video of this scene. You can't see it, but on the monitor that guy's looking at, there's the schematics that are flashing really quick. I've got those schematics. But yeah, look at all this space. You see on the bottom with the mushroom, the kind of mushroom texture, that kind of like just like slots and stuff. That's the thing that can be blown out really easily to basically to evacuate ships from space dock. It looks like they've got 3 spaceships in there, not including the Enterprise. And they're looking at Excelsior. Can I just normalize the speed for a second? Oh my god, it's so slow.
Captains, ready for trial runs. She's supposed to have transport pride. Aye. And if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a wagon. Come, Mr. Scott. Young minds, fresh ideas. It's on.
So I love this scene, it's funny. The battle damage and everything is hilarious.
Stand by, umbilical and gravitational support system.
Aye, sir, more exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's space dock and everything. And if I go to, where am I? Where's my button? There it is. So here we got the art program. Hopefully you can see on screen and everything. But yeah, so you can see the space. You can see space dock's interior, and you can see this kind of line here. If you can see my cursor, I don't know if you can. Well, you can just see my cursor. You can see there's a kind of line here at the bottom, and key to dry dock. Whoa. There's the Enterprise inside. There's this line here. These are the explosive charges and the panels that could be knocked out in case all the ships have to get out as fast as they can, because there's only 3 doors, so that would make sense. Yeah. And if you saw the outside of the space dock, you saw this kind of bulge on the bottom as well, kind of like another mushroom. And the reason for that is it's a fucking park. It's a really big park. It's a biosphere inside that thing. This is it. See, there's the cut. It's showing you the cutaway. But yeah, it's really tall. It's got the giant elevators in the middle of it, and then it's got like its own little like trees and hills and countryside. It's just it's a park, and yeah, there's an Olympic-sized swimming pool. There's an amphitheater. There's there's park grounds. It's a huge living space. It's massive, and yeah, it's just one of the reasons why I would love to live at space dock. You know, it's just so cool. Anyway, beep. We've done the wireframe for that. So we'll be continuing to do that next time, in a couple of days' time, probably after the weekend. I don't know, but yeah, I might be doing another live stream tonight. Don't super count on it, but I'm hoping to. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go eat something because I'm really hungry now. So yeah. But yeah, this was fun. We finished off the first pass of the color for the docking arm. I keep thinking ring for some reason, and let's see how that looks. And yeah, it looks what like you expect it to look. So yeah, not entirely terrible. It doesn't look super great just yet. It will look super great hopefully by the time I'm finished with it. But yeah, first pass of that color is done. Happy. Gonna leave it alone. And yeah, soon it's gonna have a shuttle bay just over there, and then the rest of the station. So yeah. So yeah. There we go. Not taxing my computer anymore. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Hopefully. Sorry. I kept thinking I'm gonna yawn. No, I'm gonna stretch. No, I'm gonna do both. Yeah, I'll see you in a bit hopefully. So yeah. Remember, anybody that's got any art questions or comments or anything that they want help with, then I'll be more than happy to dedicate a class or taking a break from this to help you, of course. But for now, I'm going to go. So, class dismissed. Dismissed? Class dismissed.